right, brother, here we are, 2023 season ready to kick off. We thought we'd start off with a bang and head to one of the most haunted places supposedly in America. Currently right now we are in the city of Cincinnati, but we're heading to Wilder, Kentucky. And everybody knows that if you follow anything with paranormal, you know Wilder, Kentucky is the home of the famous Bobby Mackey's Music World. And we'll just start with from the beginning when this area was founded. Of course, there was a Native American presence throughout the area and the land. As time went on, more settlers moved west and developed the area, which brought more people, industry, and basically the area sprawled out and grew. End of the Civil War, it was rumored at one point that they actually had hanging trees on the property that Bobby Mackey's is built on today.
Along the whole river.
Along the whole riverbed, yeah.
If you don't know, Bobby Mackey's is right on a river.
The Licking River, which actually flows north.
Right.
So we're crossing over from Cincinnati into Kentucky. So there's a big mob presence, a lot of bootlegging and a lot of mischievous stuff had gone on.
Lots of gambling.
Bootlegging. So if they want to get out of the city and cross over the river into another state, they just did that. I mean, they had the freedom to do that, which with the river behind them, they could run supplies up and down the river if they needed to and take it in the back of the building so people could come and enjoy their alcohol and gamble. There's a lot of swirling rumors of deaths that were reported there, and still some of the haunts that are still there. Johanna was one of them, and we'll talk a little bit about her later, and some other people. There's been murders.
Reported. I know there's been confirmed 3 murders and 1 suicide.
And 1 suicide at this establishment.
Some of the stuff's a lot of rumors and hearsay. Nobody cannot actually confirm a lot of information that's there.
And I think that's what we're getting at with this investigation. We've gathered so much information and heard so many stories, and this place has been investigated by some of the best, and we know that. And we want to sort of take a different approach to this. We want to try to take all that information that we have and sort of go in open-minded and not focusing on one thing. We know about all the stuff that has happened before, all the bad things that have happened, and how it all ties together, and why is all this still here. And it's told that there's a demonic entity there, which everybody knows if you ever watched anything about Bobby Mackey's place, that Carl Lawson was the maintenance guy there. He came to meet Bobby and Janet right after Bobby and them bought the club. It was a 1978-ish.
He actually lived like less than a quarter of a mile from the building, and he would ride his bike past the building, and he was always drawn to it. Like,
right.
He said while he was riding his bike, he could look up. There was like an area upstairs for the maids, and when he looked up there, he would look through the windows and see something looking at him while he was riding his bike by.
And that's what Bobby said. Bobby was drawn to the place, and so was his wife. And his wife and Carl had more experiences there than Bobby has ever had. So they bought the club in 1978, fixed it up to what it is today. Carl came and worked for him at the age of 16, and basically worked for him till 1991 when he had left. Some people labeled Carl as having an addiction problem and some mental illness, which could possibly be why the demonic entity attacked him or possessed him. It got to the point where they actually did an exorcism at the bar. I think maybe that was in 91 when they actually did the exorcism at the bar.
That's when they did the
exorcism.
And that's when he quit.
Right.
Or was asked to resign, according to Bobby.
Yeah.
We did do an interview with Bobby. He gave us some information about Carl. he was saying Carl was a great guy. Nice
Very
guy.
loyal.
Very loyal guy.
Very loyal.
That's why it was kept a secret for so long that the place was haunted, because Bobby was actually scared. If people heard that it was haunted, nobody would come to his place and listen to music and have a good time.
This is the night. Finally arrived. We finally get to kick off the 2023 season with a big one.
Bobby Mackey.
Bobby Mackey's. This has been on our bucket list for a long time, and no better way to start off the season and then come in here. We arrived a couple days ago, done some research, talked to some locals, talked to some of the staff at the bar.
Interviews, tons of interviews.
Talked to Bobby himself, got a feel for the place, come last night, partied with some of the locals and hung out, and so this is the night we get locked in and see what comes about and what truly haunts this place. Hey man,
Hey,
what's going on?
what's
I'm
going
Mike.
Alex.
Alex, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Matt.
Matt.
This is Matt, our cameraman's Corey.
Hey.
We're glad to be here. This is our first time for us, so.
Hell yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Bobby Mackey's, we're excited.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing it for a while, and we figured no better way to kick off a new season than Bobby Mackey's.
Oh, hell yeah, well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah. So you work here?
I work here. I've been here for 5 whole years.
Oh wow. And what all do you do?
I am a man of many talents, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Work the front door, do the tours during the week. I cover for the tours on the weekends. I operate the bull. I bar back.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
We're with Alex. He's going to give us a tour of the place he works here. Jack of all trades, master of none, huh?
Exactly.
You've been here for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You've experienced some paranormal stuff yourself. You do the tours.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, well, we're at your bidding, so give us a tour and show us
All right.
Bobby Mackey's and let our viewers see.
All right, sounds good. So obviously right here we have the bathrooms. Bathrooms are one of the most notorious things. Everybody always says that something happens into them, inside of the women's restroom. Apparently ladies go into the middle stall and they'll close the door and they'll have things happen. Water will turn on, doors will slam open and close, things like that. Now the men's restroom, cool thing about the men's restroom, back when it was the Primrose and the Latin Quarters, wasn't a restroom. This was actually the main office. So that's how come if you guys look inside here and look at the ceiling, it's actually pretty ornate.
Oh yeah,
I noticed that.
Yeah.
When I was in there.
Yeah, so it was actually the main office. And so the men's restroom used to be over on that side, back where the Bobby Mackey's mural is.
Okay.
Well, we'll get over there.
Okay.
But a lot of people say that things happen, trash cans will move and things like that. One gentleman reported on getting beaten up.
Well, yeah, that was the lawsuit.
Yeah.
I talked to Doug, and he said the guy actually took Bobby to court.
He did. All he wanted was a sign that to be put up that said this place is purported to be haunted.
Reported on
That's exactly
the cowboy. I forget his name now.
Lawson.
Was his last name.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Lawson.
no relation to Carl.
No relation at all.
So is this where the mob would be? Like
This is
handling
where the
money?
mob would
So that's
be.
what I'm thinking. If it was an office and they had a safe, which was over there, but still, people just walking in like, "What are you doing here?"
Well, not just that, but I don't know if you guys have heard of the stairway to nowhere that we
Yeah.
have downstairs. It leads up right here, and that was the trap door to get out. So
In case there was a raid.
exactly.
I did read that. Yeah.
Exactly, because back then, you had alcohol flowing through here, and at one point when Kentucky made gambling illegal, they were still gambling,
Sure.
and they had to get out.
Makes sense.
So,
All
we'll
right.
keep walking.
Let's keep walking.
Let's roll.
So, it used to be the kitchen back in the day, and this is where Carl Lawson had his exorcism. This is where they performed it. So a lot of stuff that will happen up here is you'll hear floorboards creaking, you'll see shadow figures walking back and forth, and you'll hear footsteps. And the actual death that did happen here in the first couple of months of the Primrose being opened up. So a gentleman by the name of Paul Goodhue came into the bathroom, and there was another gentleman by the name of William Davidson. They had actually
I think
gotten
I
into
read-
a scuffle.
Okay.
Yeah, and William Davidson had pushed Paul Goodhue, and Paul had fallen and hit his head on either a radiator or pipe, and he had died. Well,
That was in this area.
that was actually, yes, right here, because this was the men's restroom. Everything back in the day had to be marked off. So when they built the casino part, that was completely marked off from the big room. The bar was marked off from there as well, and so on.
Okay. So this was the casino area back where the pool was, and we'll walk back there.
Yeah, we're gonna walk back there.
Okay.
But actually, right over here is where we have a picture of Carl poking around the corner, and it looks like he's just checking on everything. I mean, it looks dead on. walk back here. So, like I said, this used to be the casino. Obviously, now it's our pool room. Psychics and mediums have come in here, and they've actually said that this is a portal to another dimension.
In here.
Yes, right there in the corner there.
Wonder why, what draws them to that
No clue.
conclusion.
No clue at all. But
Is it above the well?
no, the well is actually on the opposite side of the building.
Okay.
No idea why this is such a purported to be so
hotspot.
haunted. You know,
Maybe
exactly.
this is a good place we can do some activity tonight and do some stuff.
Maybe that's where one of the hanging trees were.
Yeah, we did see a lot of that on the property. It was called the Gallows Gap.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
So
because there were so many hangings in the area. There was one that was legal and the other ones were
illegal.
illegal.
There's like
So
20 hangings and
Yeah.
one of them were legal.
I'm not sure exactly on this property or
Right.
right here, but in this gap or this area there was.
It very well could have been, and that could be a big reason behind it. You have normally taken balls and stuff, and we'll set them on here, and they tend to roll into their slots like people are still playing.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we're gonna
about
try that
doing.
tonight.
Yeah, so we can definitely get you some pool balls, or there we go, we got a cue ball.
Yeah.
So what's awesome is Laura, who is the lead of Gatekeeper Paranormal. She was doing a 2-hour investigation with 2 other people on the tour, and normally at the end of the
I hear you. That's all right. Come on out and talk to us. Go ahead.
Normally at the end of the tour, we give you about 15 minutes to decide you want to do downstairs and look around or upstairs.
Right.
Well, they wanted to do upstairs, and so Laura's back in the gift shop, and she's counting. She walks out and looks back here. I saw actually a shadow walk from inside that doorway and like into the gift shop.
Really?
Kind of like it from Carl's apartment, where I'm going to show you where it's at. I just saw
Didn't you
that.
say you saw some shadow?
I seen a shadow when we at the stage, talking in front of the stage, and I was messing with the one camera,
That was.
and it went up past the bar. It
Really?
was like the peripheral.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was you walking out.
telling y'all.
I don't know.
I was telling y'all about the steps to the old
Office.
John Pop's.
Right.
So it's actually back here. If you guys want to follow me, we can actually go back there and look real quick, and I can even point you in the direction of something else. Apparently, that used to get used by the mob.
Okay.
So
Courtyard walking. It's,
I'm saying it is a little bit bumpy here. So I actually had never been back here in 5 years, and this was the first time I'd ever been back here. And I was told by Mark that this was here.
Okay.
So these are the steps that used to lead up to the old Bluegrass Tavern.
Okay.
And then if you look back in this hole, looks like there was a fireplace.
Okay.
So you can see it leading up. Can't you know, I don't know if it was a fireplace or what.
A boiler room. It's like cool, huh?
Maybe. So what's really cool.
You're on.
Yeah, watch your head. So what's really cool is right back here. See that hole?
Yeah.
If one of y'all want to get a little dirty, there's actually a chair inside of it. And supposedly what happened was the mob, if you owed them a lot of money and you could not pay it back, they would put you in that chair and they'd cover it up. There's the manhole cover right there.
They would slide that over.
And apparently when the river would rise, it would fill that hole up with water.
Really?
And they would kill you. So it looks like an old wire chair. That's
So
still
that makes sense. It wouldn't rot with the water.
Exactly.
Or full.
So
not only the history of everything else, now just learning that they actually put people in there that owed them money and it killed them.
yeah,
So they suffered. So all that energy that they felt
definitely.
when they were dying is still here.
Exactly. We have the old John Pop house right here.
Oh, that's like literally a house inside.
It is literally the house inside. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and inside there's the well room. Over here we have Carl Lawson's old workshop. Now, obviously, Carl is no longer using it,
Right,
and
so-
supposedly there is a more malicious spirit that tends to work inside there.
Okay.
And a lot of people say they see his head poking out, or even something walking out from it.
Okay.
Now, Mark, he was given a tour to a couple that had done this a lot. So he just was kind of letting them do their thing, and they were going through snapping pictures. And these chairs weren't underneath this board. And somebody, they had taken a picture, and there was 2 kids underneath of it, facing each other, kind of like they were hiding.
Really?
And then in the third and final picture, they were gone.
Wow.
So they're said to be children. So all these doorways,
Yeah, I've seen some of these in the book.
these are what led to the dressing rooms. So they actually used to come down from this doorway right here.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the doorway is no longer accessible, no longer works, but that used to lead up to the back behind the stage.
Okay, makes sense.
But this room right here, Johanna's dressing room.
So all the roses.
All the roses. So
Get a good shot of that corner. Makes sense. They said they can smell roses sometimes.
yeah, I've actually smelled it twice, and they say normally when you smell it, she's warning you something bad's about to happen. A lot of times it's somebody getting hurt. Both times that happened, and it wasn't me luckily, but somebody else had gotten hurt at the time. So this is one room I don't personally like. This is one room I will not come in by myself. I've done it one time, and that was to change out these 2 light bulbs.
Is there anybody in here with us right now?
Is that one? Across?
That's the.
We're good. That's what I heard, and I was like,
Oh, that might be
That might
my
be
sprinkler
sprinkler
or something.
yeah, well,
Cross is moving.
Has it moved?
It looks like it was. Can you move that cross for us?
There's no breeze.
No, this is a cement room.
It looked like it was.
Twisting something.
Barbara, are you here?
Who's Barbara?
Supposedly Barbara is a little girl here that keeps trying to get my attention.
So is it actually really Barbara, a little girl? Or is it somebody playing tricks on me pretending to be?
I don't know. And that's the thing. I've had multiple people tell me on tours that some little girl is trying to get my attention. And people say that she'll either be trying to tap my shoulder, tug, or she'll pace back and forth in front of me, and that she grabbed my ass at one point. And at that point when supposedly she had grabbed my butt, that cross was swinging back and forth.
It's moved down since we've gone in here.
And I said, if somebody's here with us, can you make it stop?
Mm-hmm.
And the cross stopped swinging.
Wow. Barbara, are you in here? Can you move that cross? Can you make it spin or make a noise for us?
When you were talking, I had cold chills.
Yeah. This room, I had something come over the spirit box, and I asked who was here with us, and in the most guttural voice, it said, the devil. And in the back corner where all those doors are, I heard a growl, and I wasn't the only one to hear it. And I immediately was like, I'm done, let's go. Like, I was ready to go.
Is it moving? Or is it just our mind playing tricks on us? I heard footsteps.
Yeah.
It's moving.
Did you hear the footsteps upstairs?
Yeah.
Something just stomped.
I was gonna say
That was
something.
him kneeling down.
I don't
know. It sounded more above us.
It didn't sound like that.
No.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
It was above
Yeah,
us.
we heard, because it sounded like something just fell, like a foot or something.
I think that cross is moving.
So we are now inside the old John Pop house.
Isn't this crazy? I as much as I read, I didn't realize that there was a house inside this building.
Yeah. Oh, look what's really cool.
Yeah.
The wallpaper. It's still intact.
Wow.
It's that old saying, they don't make it like they used to. You can still make out the floor, the flowers.
Yeah. Wow.
So over here we have an old jail cell.
Okay, so that's what they would.
This is where they'd hold you if you acquired a small gambling debt and you were just waiting on
I
somebody.
did read that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get a lot of people that go in there and they feel really heavy. We actually had one person collapse. They said it just felt like something had taken all the air out of them and they just collapsed to the ground. But I have seen shadow figures make their way in and make their way out. I've heard things thrown inside of there. I've actually had things, it sounds like it's hitting the concrete.
This portal to hell or a well, whatever you want to call it, was actually in a house.
Yeah. Yeah, they built it right over top of it.
So this was a well.
Right over here, actually, yeah. Right here. It's been capped off. But this is
where Carl would dig.
This is where he came down. Bobby said he came in one day and the entire floor was ripped up. And he looked at Carl. He said, "Carl, what the hell did you do?" Carl just said, Doug. And
That's
he ripped
where-
up all this. It was all like what's underneath our feet right now. He found that.
So I did read in one publication that this may have been or is part of the drainage that runs to the river.
Correct. So we don't know for a fact if it still continues to run to the river or not. We believe that the hole is actually caved in over time.
Yeah, over time with the railroad tracks and loose dirt.
Yeah, I mean, we've got probably about 120, 140 years on it. So, I mean, I would think that possibly every time it could fall through.
Spider webs.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, that makes, to bring water in.
That's like floor.
What was that?
Was that a whistle?
Yeah, I just heard that, but what was...
That was,
Well, no.
The floor
Move
is
your-
shut.
Move your fingers again. Okay.
I
I saw that
I heard
movement,
a
and I was like,
whistle.
wait,
Did you
but
hear
yeah,
a
I
whistle?
didn't
I
hear
heard a whistle on this floor move.
I heard a whistle and you were like, what is that?
The floor moved.
Did it move by itself?
Yeah, the floor moved, and then I heard like a whistle.
Yeah. This moved me. The floor literally
It-
moved me.
it
'Cause you're
moved.
not on it, and you're not on that. I'm on the floor, and it moved like you just did now.
Yeah.
And I'm standing
I heard-
still.
And I heard that
And
whistle.
I heard a whistle over
I
there.
heard it, yeah.
Are you trying to lead us somewhere or communicate with us?
It's actually higher pitched than that.
Who was whistling? Can you make that noise again? That's a drip outside. Can you whistle again? It might have been residual. I don't know. I mean, as much as going on here.
We're gonna review
Yeah,
it.
we'll definitely
Mark
review
that
it.
out.
So, right here, Stairway to Nowhere.
That's not one you were showing us.
That's what we were telling
But
you
this
about.
did move.
So a lot of stuff that'll happen here is you'll have mists, you'll have shadow figures, you'll have orbs, you'll hear footsteps coming down, and a lot of times they will actually stop right inside the threshold. Now, what's really cool is I had a lady doing a tour, a 45-minute tour, and she left this room completely sobbing. At the end of the night, she approached me and she said, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." I said, "Ma'am, please don't apologize." She goes, "Well, do you mind going over some pictures with me?"
Right.
And I said, "Sure." And so we're going through pictures, and I'm like, "Okay, well, you know, we're in the room of faces." I'm like, "This is this is that," you know, and
You heard a whistle again?
Is it nails shit in the...
It may have been, but I thought it was I thought I was standing pretty still.
There it is.
There it is.
Is that what it is?
there we go. Yep, that's what it
All
was.
right, thank you.
Yep. We were talking about Scott Jackson, and I wanted to make sure you guys knew about that.
Yeah, what's the story with him?
So Scott Jackson supposedly murdered a woman by the name of Pearl Bryan.
Yes.
So Scott Jackson is still said to be here, and he does not like pregnant women. And he had actually was supposedly the one that had pushed Bobby's first wife, Janet, down the stairs.
Why would he be here?
So the story goes is that him and Alonzo Walling had performed an abortion on Pearl Bryan, and when they did that, they decapitated her. Story goes is that they brought her head to the well that's on the property here, and they threw it down the well as an offering to Satan.
Okay.
And when they were hung, right before they said that they're going to be back here to haunt this land forever and always.
Okay.
And then back when Bobby bought the place in '78, Janet was pushed down the stairs, and when she looked at the top of the steps and was told to get out by a spirit, later on she identified that man as Scott Jackson.
So why do they try to not tie that to this place? Like,
There's not 100% proof, because if this place was a distillery like they believe, then back when that murder had happened, the distillery was still going.
Right.
So they wouldn't have been able.
yeah.
Possibly. I mean, the slaughterhouse is up, a little bit further up.
Right.
Maybe they went to that one.
Right.
They can't exactly
Pin that in and to put it out there to be factual. No, I get it.
Right.
Were they known to worship the devil?
Supposedly they were. Scott Jackson was supposedly a Satanist.
Okay.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Can't confirm.
Okay, we are in the area that they actually did the exorcism on Carl. It's actually, again, like I mentioned, downstairs. It's on YouTube. You can watch the whole video. There's 2 parts to it. So we're gonna go over here. We've got the ghost portal set up. We're filming full spectrum. I also brought over the paranormal puck, and we're actually recording too. So with that being said, I'm gonna fire up the ghost portal, and we can see if we can Make communication. Okay. So we'll just start off by trying to communicate with Carl. Carl, I know from what little that I've learned about you, what you went through and how you were possessed and consumed by demons and awful things. They actually did the exorcism of your, in this exorcism, they actually did the exorcism in this room. So Carl, if you're here, we would love to talk to you. Can you, what did it say?
Really?
Who are we talking to right now? Can you tell me your name? That's a truck firing up outside. We come with all due respect. We're not here to summon anything, to cause any problems. We're just trying to reach out to Carl Lawson. Carl, are you here?
Sound like you said I'm here.
Are you here, Carl?
Carl, are you here? Is anybody else here that wants to speak through this box?
Did it say yeah?
Not super clear.
If it's not Carl we're talking to, then who are we talking to? What did it say?
It's me and a woman.
Who's the woman that just came through and was talking to us?
Charlie, you still here? You're supposed to be banned from here. Are you still here?
Let me get on the video if I can see.
Are you still bothering Carl?
Can you make a noise for us in here so we can hear you? Or come through this box so we can hear your voice? Carl, do you remember them doing the exorcism here to you? Do you remember Doug? Was Doug your friend that tried to help you? And the Reverend? Keep getting the female voice.
Is there a female trying to talk to us?
We can hear you, but it's hard to make you out. Can you be a little more clear? Outside noise. Carl, if you're here and can hear us, we went to see your grave today. Do you remember us being at your grave?
I asked asked Carl a question. What did the ladies used to give? What did the ladies used to give Carl?
I'm getting a lot of voices, but nothing.
I know there's been hundreds of people coming here and try to talk to you. We heard that you was a volunteer firefighter. We are firefighters. That's what we do as a living. This is a hobby for us. Did you enjoy being a volunteer? That's how I started out. I was a volunteer for about 3 years.
Something behind you.
What if I point this mirror? You see that?
What was that?
The box just moved.
Did you move that box?
Did you see that?
I heard it. I heard it. Did you kick the table?
Oh.
Are you touching the box? Does it look like a box that had money in it one time, maybe? I heard it.
It moved.
Yeah.
Can you move the box? Me? Do you need to take it to your boss?
Make the box move again. I heard something move.
It was the box. I don't know if it was the box or was it,
The handle fell. Maybe.
but I don't think the handle was.
No, because you didn't move it with the handle. Maybe when you sat it up, it fell back down. I don't remember being up or down, so.
Are you scared of us?
Do you know Alex, the guy that gave us the tour and the history of the building? The guy with the ponytail? Do you know Alex? He's our friend.
Johanna, can you speak to me through this? Hi.
There. I asked nothing.
You asked nothing?
I didn't type anything in.
And that just came up?
Yeah. I got secret, newer, odd, chlorine, chloride,
Did you hear something?
loss, deceit, and bell. What do you mean by bell? Keep talking. You can use all these devices.
Why are you here? I am freezing right here.
It's cold back here.
Like right here. Charles. Who's Charlie? Who was possessing Carl Lawson? You said you wouldn't leave. Did you leave, or are you still here?
Alright. EMF is showing 0. If there's somebody over here talking to us, see that green light? Can you go over and touch that green light? Stop just moving from the stage.
Quit watching.
Did you see that? I caught the corner of my eye when I looked up.
Corey's looking that way, so he might have.
He might have caught it. I'm hoping he did. We'll have to review the footage.
Are you on the stage? Oh, that's all like people.
It's gotten awful quiet. Where'd you go?
Demon? Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah. We're not here to summon any demons or talk to any bad spirits. We're here to talk to Carl, if he's still around.
No, you're not.
Why do you say we're not? Who are we here to talk to then? Who just said that?
What is here? Who are we talking to? Charlie. Charlie. Who's Charlie? Is there anybody named Charlie here? That's what the exorcism was saying. Charlie Lee Carl Lawson. Who is that? Carl said you've been here for 6,000 years. If you've been here for 6,000 years, what are you? Man, does that not sound like Carl when he was doing the exorcism? That sounded like his voice.
Yeah.
Do they still have you, Carl?
Are you trapped here, Carl? Are they possessing you still? Who's the woman talking?
Well, it sounded like Joe something.
Is this Joe Honk?
Help?
Who needs help?
Is that Spike there?
No, not nothing.
You sit here and see if I'm feeling anything different, or if you're feeling anything different than that. And I'm gonna stand by here. So according to this, it is 53 degrees.
I believe it.
And over there, my legs were freezing.
Carl, am I sitting in the area where you sat to do the exorcism?
Is it me you want to talk to, or is it Angus you want to talk to? Stage 5. I'm standing next to it.
Still.
I have nothing on me.
Are you making that go up? Can you make it go higher than 5? Touch that green light. 7, 6, keep going. Make it go to 10. Can you make it go to 10? Touch the green light on top. Again, if you're here and you're being held against your will, I'm sorry for that. We can try to help you. Did you have good memories here?
What is up? Man, it's cold. Alright, so we know you know how to communicate with people. This is a way to communicate. You just come by and touch it like that. You don't even have to touch it. All you have to do is concentrate your energy on it.
A couple of the mediums that've been here said something about this corner having a strong feeling and a strong presence in this corner. What is the significance of this corner? If there's anything here with us, can you come up and make this device go off? camera in my hand that I can see you. And if you come near us, we can see you on this and you can see yourself. It's like an old photograph. What's that? That's tapping the water, but I heard like that. We got some background noise running. Heaters are kicking on. Some fans are running.
That might be that ice machine.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about it when we were in that green room. Can you come up and touch the cue ball? Want to shoot a game of pool? Anybody here like to play pool? Are you good at it? Do you remember this section of the building being a casino when they had gambling? What do you think of the place now that it's a honky tonk bar and all these people come Friday and Saturday night and ride the mechanical bull, party, loud music? Do you like all that, or do you like being left alone? Okay, we made our way down to the basement. We just finished upstairs. We're in the room of faces. It is said that people that have passed here or have died here, their faces are actually imprinted in the wall. And during the tour, we went through and looked at some of the faces and stuff like that. We have the SLS camera set up. We set up a REM pod. Matt's taking some pictures. We've got a recorder going. So just to let everybody know, to let anybody that's in here know, I'm Mike, Matt, and this is Corey. We don't mean any disrespect. Not sure what's over by that. I just had a figure pop up, but I don't know, that might have been a chair. That's on the chair. Okay, if you're over there in that chair, it's climbing the wall. You can see right there, it's climbing the wall. It was. Make yourself reappear again. I can see you on this camera. Can you make this device go off? Can you make this beep? Can you do that for me? I just seen you. The EMF's at 7. It was. Make it go to 10. 8, 7, 8. Make it go to 10. Touch that green light or that other device over there. And the EMF is showing 4, 5. Make it go to 10. Can you make it go up? Go over here and touch this green light on top here. I'm mapping you guys out. It was It went from the chair that was on that left chair, and then it jumped on the wall on that cage. Okay, I got a device in my hand that's scanning wave frequencies that you can talk through and we can hear you. Can you tell us who's down here with us? Back yet? If you were sitting in front of that table or one of those chairs over there, can you come back?
Yep. Okay. It's weird, but it's not matching you.
Yeah, it does that. I think it's just the sensor. They say that people were murdered here and are stuck in the cement wall, and that's causing the faces on the wall. Are you one of those people that were murdered here or mistreated?
Can you stand up from that table?
Can you stand up? Is that still there? I'm gonna get a ball here. What's that? The move? I got a ball. Do you want to play with this ball with me? Is that what you want to do? Here, I'll set it there. Can you move it? Can you come move that ball for us? Can you kick it? Is that what you wanted me to get the balls out? Is Carl Lawson down here in the basement? Thank you. We're sorry to bother you. We're just trying to get some information, that's all. We just left the wall faces and come over to the portal or the well. And actually where this is inside of a home that was built here originally. It was a Bluegrass Inn. The guy had like a general store, and upstairs where Carl's exorcism was, he actually sold stuff and alcohol.
Right.
So this is a house built inside of a building, and you've seen earlier on a tour with Alex, the actual wallpaper from the house is still on the wall.
Right, you can see it on the wall right here.
Yeah.
This is actually wallpaper from the house. And this is supposedly where the well is right here.
And this is the stairway. So anyways, with all that being said, if there's any non-living people in here, we would like to communicate with you.
This is where supposedly a lot of people get scratched and some...
They've seen mist, they've seen full apparitions in the stairwell. There's the portal there.
So we have some communication devices. You can come over and touch it. I know you've seen this before. You can make it go off. We can do yes or no questions with it. If you can make that go off green, we'll say that's yes, okay?
This one's been spiking all night. Alright, it's the EMF detector showing all zeros, just so everybody knows.
Is there anything in here with us? Make that light up to green.
That's the jail cell back there. We can put it back there too. There's background noise, it's a train. Just so you pick it up on the recorder.
Is that a train or is that
The heat.
heater?
Sounds like a train to me, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Could be.
Right now I'm going to sweep with the SLS and see if we can pick anything up. When Matt did walk in, he mapped a couple things out, but we weren't sure if it was the building itself or some of the stuff that's still attached to the wall. So we just want to make sure we're not getting false positives. If you can hear us, sometimes we can't hear you. There's a boundary between us hearing your voice now. But we have this recorder set up. We have a microphone there. Sometimes when you talk, we may not be able to hear it, but it'll be picked up on this recorder. If there's something you want to say, good or bad, feel free to say it, and maybe we can listen to it. What's that over there? I can see you over there. What are you doing over there? Can you come into the room with us? You're standing beside me. Can you touch that red light? Go over and touch it for us. Can you do that? Oh, it's gone. It's almost near that stairwell.
Well, I'm staring straight down the stairwell.
There's a skid standing up in the other side of that skid. Can you reappear for me again? So I can take your picture? That's all messed up.
Can you make that stop? Stop it.
Please. Magic words.
Exhale.
There's something in there now. I'm mapping out a figure. Move out of the way to the right. Alright, I can see you in there.
Door.
It was by the chair.
I know, but I'm just saying, look at the door frame. That's a lock. They used to put on
Yeah, I have to lock them in there. For you don't know, this used to be a cell where they would lock people in that didn't pay their fines or their debt. They would lock them in this little room here, brick room, until I don't know how they would raise money in there, but as a punishment, that's him sniffling and snuffling. It's back in there now. It's sitting on the chair. Look here. We can see you on a chair.
it. Make that RAM pod go off again.
I'm scared.
I'm not trying to scare you.
Maybe he thinks you're a mob boss.
I'm definitely not a mob boss.
Can you reappear again so I can get your picture?
We're just trying.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. Now make that light. See the red light?
It's like he's sitting in the chair.
We can see you sitting in the chair. Can you touch that light, make it go off? Oh, you left.
It's like the light was right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Can we see you one more time? Why are you here? Do you owe debt? There, you're back again. Can you stand up?
Can you not come out of that cell?
Are you trapped in there? The door's gone. You're free to go. You don't have to stay here.
Come out and talk to us.
Let me do spirit box real quick. Okay, I have a device in my hand that we can hear you speak. So if there's anything you want to tell us, when you speak, we'll be able to hear it. Can you tell me who's inside the cell? Is the original owner of this house with us here tonight? Still hot?
That's the highest I've probably seen it.
It's backing in there, it's in that chair. Look, see? The EMF detector, oh, there's another one in there. Another one. The EMF detector showed 4.4. We had this figure appear, and now we have another figure appearing. Make that red light go off. Touch the red light on the chair. It won't hurt you, honest. They're both in there now. Sorry for random in the way.
Are you the owner, the original owner of this house?
No, it's right here. It don't matter, just talk. I think I'm right across it.
Talk to us through this device. Why are you stuck in this room? There's no door here. We're trying.
Yeah. It's back on that chair again.
Come on out and talk to us.
We can see you in there. I got a 4.3, 4.2 spike on it. You're not protected.
Are you something other than human?
They appear and go away. It appears and goes away.
Johanna, is that you watching us?
You can speak so we can hear through that device.
You know what's crazy is we were upstairs in that exorcism room, getting all sorts of stuff coming through, and down here nothing.
I'm touching my back.
Something touching your
Felt
back.
like my shirt.
Do you feel scratched?
No, it felt like something's in my shirt.
In your shirt. Are you touching Mike?
Like,
Do we need to pull your jacket off to see if you look
no, I didn't. It don't burn. It's not that type. It's like, you know what I mean?
Joanna, is that you rubbing Mike's back?
feel like someone's
What's your back? Did you say your back or something?
my lower back first, but that's because of me being old. I mean, it's everywhere. That's boring.
Can you move something?
I'm still getting. I can see you sitting in a chair in there. There's two beings in there. What did you guys do to get put in this cell? Can you tell me? Yeah, this is the old area. At the back of the building, these were dressing rooms on the right. And then over to my left, there's a stairwell. So basically, we're underneath the stage. So the girls would come down and change outfits and go back upstairs to perform. Johanna, are you here with us tonight?
Did you commit suicide? Or did something else happen?
Did somebody hurt you?
Did you see that?
No.
I just saw it walk
Really?
across either it was a car light reflection, which we have not seen. But
No, it's solid. I don't think there's any
and it
windows.
went straight across. Saw the monster right up here.
Oh wow, really?
Saw that. Man, it was a light that went across the rafters.
Got something climbed back there.
Was that a clang?
Yeah, that wasn't a drip, it was a climb.
That was something different.
Yeah, that was a different noise.
Like I'm shivering.
Like something felt like it went like this on my sleeve.
All right, there was something in the seat to your left. I'm mapping you out now, but there was something in that chair where the REM pod was. It's actually a small figure.
Are you a child?
Sitting right behind you. Now, it's funny, it moved. It's a kid. Looks like a child sitting in this front chair. And there's one right behind you now. It just jumped in. Now, there's a right there, this chair right here. Can you, oh, now it's standing. It got real deformed.
Can you come over here and touch me? I felt like something tugged on my shirt sleeve. Was that you?
Was this the two kids they talked about seeing down here? You can talk into this. Here, I'm going to set it down right here. Talk into that.
Can you make this go off?
It's right beside you.
Can you do that? Can you make that go off? We can play a game.
Can you stand up on the chair for me? You're allowed. I give you permission. I won't tell on you if this is a kid or a child. There's two sitting there. I don't believe it's mapping the chair out because it's sitting on top of the chair. Where it's that other one would look like it was sitting on the floor. Are these your chairs that you sit in every night?
What happened to you? Why are you here?
Can you make that touch that red light? It won't hurt you. Can you stand up on a chair? I don't know what it is.
That's
Yeah. I got a device in my hand. If you speak, we'll be able to hear you come through this device. If there's something you want to tell us, or we can help you with, you can tell us and we can hear you. It looks like a child was sitting in that seat over there. If this is a child, what are you still doing here? In that seat over there. If this is a child, what are you still doing here?
Little kid boy.
You heard a little kid voice?
That's what it kind of sounded like. Did y'all hear that come through there?
No. I may have,
Something came through.
something come through there, you may have picked up the voice.
Yeah, it sounded kind of like a little kid voice.
Is this an actual little child? Or is this something to pretend to be a child?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Or are you
Yeah.
hearing me through that?
No.
No.
I heard it yell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you in this basement for? What happened that you're stuck here? Is there anything we can do to help you before we leave?
It was weird earlier. We weren't getting anything coming across it.
No.
We're about there's nothing that's coming across it.
Were you killed here or near this place? Is that why you're here?
Yeah. Well, how did you feel about the myth and the lure of Bobby Mackey's? Did you feel like there was a demon there possessing, or did you think just human spirits? Or?
I don't know. There's just so much that has happened in that area. So many bad things that are connected to that land. Ties to the mafia, Civil War, possible hangings, bad stuff just in general. It's a possibility. I mean, they had talked about devil worshiping even going on in that area. I don't know if something was brought to that building at one point, was conjured there, or if something with all that bad energy actually conjured itself and fed off all that energy, and that's what affected Carl. We tried to make contact with Carl and really didn't have any luck. Unfortunately, we couldn't go up to his apartment to investigate, and then downstairs in the basement. I mean, of all things, I think that was the biggest area that I felt we were being watched, and maybe a little bit of a creep factor to it. Of course, it's a basement, but again, back to just that basement literally had a house inside of it.
Oh.
Back from when it was the Bluegrass Inn, and that's where the portal of hell, where the old well is, and that inside that house, inside of Bobby's building.
And really, it's a house with a well inside the house.
All this information, it's hard to actually pinpoint anything. So I think you just need to do your own research. And
don't take only our information. Look for some of your own information. Because there's so much information about this place out there. It's hard to know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah, you get caught in a rabbit hole and you end up at a dead end, and it's the wrong information, and no, that really never happened, but maybe it really happened. So
like, oh my God, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, and panic, or
yeah, no like rapid heart rate or anything like that. Right. I was drawn to it. Like,
I didn't feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't like we stepped into the gates of hell and was in a panic. It was just like, I don't know, will we be back maybe in the future? You know, it might be something we go back to and revisit and maybe get more information, and maybe it'll be a whole different experience next time. And that's what part of doing these things are, you know, back to us being in the fire service. You don't know what to expect till you get there, and things change, and
one day might be a good day, and one day
right.
it's not.